Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. And we've got over 400 audios for you to check out, a variety of topics. Hopefully something that you enjoy is here. Please like, subscribe, comment below. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can give to some charities, do some good things amid this crazy pandemic that the world is in. And if you would like to work with somebody who is very knowledgeable about the topic we're going to cover today, which is self-love, please feel free to contact me. You can do that through the About Me section of this YouTube channel. And my website is in that section, and or you can contact me on Twitter at POPerception, and we can hook up that way. In any event, we're going to talk today about self-love, something I'm really passionate about. There's kind of 8 or 9 different things about self-love that are super important. What is it? How do we kind of get through it? How do we manage to give ourselves more of it? And all that good stuff. So the first thing is forgive yourself for your misperceptions or misconceptions. Look, life is kind of like a choose-your-own adventure game when we break it down to simplest form. And so every day we have hundreds, if not thousands, of choices to make. Sometimes we're going to hit the mark. Other times we're going to fall short, and that's okay. When we fall short without an intention of doing any harm, and or we actually believe that we're making what some people would say the right decision, I would call it the progressive decision, and it turns out to be not that, we have to forgive ourselves, because the more we hold on to bitterness and regret and fear and doubt and all those lower level harmful emotions, the harder it is to actually do things that lead us in a direction we actually want to go. So self-forgiveness should be a daily, if not daily, then certainly weekly thing. Kind of take stock over what's happened in the last few days and go, hey, I made these missteps and I forgive myself for making them. I probably would have made different decisions if I knew different things, or maybe I actually believed in what I was doing at the time. So the next thing is be mindful. Mindfulness is the realization that time is a man-made concept. So the past doesn't matter and the future doesn't really exist. It's a co-creation through our actions and thoughts and energy to create going forward. But really all that actually matters that we can control or have control in is right now in this moment. Now, the power of choice never leaves us in any given moment. And the choices we can make or could make are unlimited and innumerable. So being mindful of the value of the moment and being mindful to be grateful for the moment is super important. The next thing that we've got to consider to be more self-loving to ourselves is filling our needs. And so maybe today I need rest. Maybe tomorrow I need socialization. Maybe the next day I need study or uplifting or the search for something beautiful, time in nature. Maybe the next day I need crazy lovemaking. Who knows? So being a really good steward of your needs portfolio and accepting that that changes over the journey of life and that it doesn't always stay the same every day. It may not even stay the same every hour. I may have had a rough conversation with somebody and need something differently this afternoon than I did this morning. I may have had a really uplifting conversation and I may want to give away time or energy or effort or whatever simply because my vantage point has changed. So kind of updating your needs portfolio on a regular basis is necessary. So the next thing that is important in self-love is boundaries. Having them, knowing what they are, setting them and keeping them. So having boundaries. Look, don't let people walk all over you. I understand that we all come into the world with the desire to love and be loved. That's one of the reasons we humanly incarnate. However, just because we have a definition of what love is and what love is not doesn't mean the people that we cross paths with are going to have the same definition. Thereby, if we are living different definitions of what love is, we may find people that push us past our comfort zone, past our boundaries. And that could be super detrimental, especially if we continue to allow it thinking they're going to change. We can't change anybody else. However, we can change how we react to people around us, situations around us, and ultimately things that are there. And then the thing is, too, a boundary is a hard stop point. A flexible conversation or a mid-level is well, I'll consider this. And then preferences are, I would prefer this, but it's not a deal breaker. And so understanding and having things that fall into all of those categories makes social interaction a whole bunch easier for most people. And the next thing, like unto it, self-love means self-protection. Self-protection means pulling yourself out of situations when your intuition, your gut instinct tells you, hey, this isn't good, this isn't healthy, this could end badly. But it also means knowing your blind spots and understanding that they exist, and that if you're getting close to one of them or you feel like you might be, you pull yourself out of a situation even though your feelings may tell you can handle it. Understanding how to acknowledge that you have blind spots and protect yourself against them is one of the most valuable things you can do. I finally learned to do that over the last 5 years or so. It was a slow process, and trust me, at almost 40, I much wish I would have learned it, say 15 years ago. It would have made life a whole lot easier. But the reality of that situation is I wasn't ready to listen to myself at the level I should have anyway, so it really doesn't matter. That's where self-forgiveness is important. I wasn't at a place where I was willing to do the self-protective work necessary to get where I needed to be. The next thing is know your why. Your motivating factor matters more than what you do in the majority of situations. So that means at the end of the day, if you don't understand why you're doing something, then you're kind of doing it from a mindless state, and you may not be making the progress you think you are, and also, you may not be making any progress at all. You may be just kind of living on autopilot, which ultimately leads to kind of being less happy, less healthy, and kind of raises your chances of burnout. Value progress no matter how small. This is where keeping a journal or a daily meditation practice can be super helpful, because when we value progress and we can look back at it, where I was a week ago, where I was a month ago, where I was a year ago, certainly I'm struggling, or I won't even say struggling, I'm dealing with the realities of being in some unfortunate debt due to being in a medical facility for over a year, and the people that were supposed to be helping me weren't doing what they needed to do, so I'm digging myself out of that situation. I have about an 18 to 24 month plan to get myself direct with that. Is that exactly where I want to be? No. Would I like it to happen in less of that time? Certainly. Would I like it to happen tomorrow? Definitely, but unless I win the lottery or someone wants to bankroll me, probably not going to happen. So I celebrate the progress I have made over the last year, and I look to the day when it's all finished as my goal, but I celebrate the progress as often as I can. The last thing is self-care. Knowing what you need, giving yourself permission to take time for yourself, and then understanding that what you need today and what you need tomorrow and what you need next week, next month, next year are probably, quite possibly, going to be different things, and that's okay. This is super valuable. So hopefully this is helpful to you. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Till next time, everybody.